Hello everyone, welcome back TV Spoilers. Today I'm going to reveal Nikki's confessions that may be putting Newman in a difficult position. Nikki confesses to secretly collaborating against Victor. Nikki reveals to Jack that she secretly worked with Michael Baldwin to sabotage or weaken one of Victor's ruthless plans in the fight for Newman Enterprises, particularly concerning the kidnapping of Lily and her children. She fears Victor will discover this betrayal, and the consequences will be severe for herself and her family. Jack is shocked to learn that Nikki dared to go against Victor, and this could lead to an unexpected alliance between Nikki, Jack, and against Victor. Nikki walks into Jabot's office as if she's crossing a line she's not sure she can ever turn back from. The cold wind of Genoa City seems to cling to her shoulders, but what makes her shiver isn't the weather, but the feeling of being hunted by a familiar shadow named Victor. On the outside, the world continues as normal, meetings, contracts, pleasantries, but inside Nikki, everything had long been torn apart. From the moment she realized the battle for Newman Enterprises was no longer a fight for power, but a battle for moral boundaries of how far a man could go to win and how long a woman could endure before becoming an accomplice herself. She hadn't come here for mere solace. She had come to confess. And that confession was like placing a bomb on Jack's desk and igniting it with her own trembling hands. Jack saw Nikki before he heard anything she said. He recognized her expression immediately, eyes that tried to appear calm but betrayed a suppressed terror on the verge of bursting. To Jack, Nikki had always been a painful paradox of Victor, a woman both cherished and imprisoned within the gilded cage of power that Victor had built. Jack had witnessed Nikki fall too many times into the whirlwind of loyalty and fear, of love and control. But this time was different. This time she didn't carry the haughty air of a Newman standing tall before her enemies. This time, Nikki carried a truth that, if uttered, would cost her everything. She sat down, but not truly sat. Her body seemed to hang over the edge of the chair, ready to spring up and flee at the sound of unfamiliar footsteps outside. Nikki looked at Jack, and for that moment a heavy stone-like silence fell between them. Jack didn't press. He understood that sometimes the hardest thing wasn't revealing a secret, but admitting to oneself that had crossed the line. Nikki took a deep breath, as if gathering the last remaining courage in her chest, and began to confess that she had secretly collaborated with Michael Baldwin. The name Michael echoed in Jabot's office like a symbol of danger. Michael wasn't unfamiliar with dirty tricks, but he wasn't the kind of person Nikki would easily turn to unless cornered. And that's what shocked Jack. He wasn't shocked because Nikki talked to Michael. That could have been a tactic. He was shocked by the underlying meaning. Nikki had deliberately gone against Victor. Not a minor disagreement, not a moment of weakness. A deliberate, calculated act to sabotage or weaken Victor's ruthless plan. When Nikki mentioned that plan, her voice lost its high society smoothness. It became dry, broken as if her throat were being choked by fear itself. She spoke of the kidnapping of Lily and her children, a word that alone was enough to make the air thick. Nikki understood, and Jack understood too, that in Genoa City, sometimes events were used as pawns. But dragging children into a power struggle, turning the horrors of a family into a tool to seize Newman Enterprises was no longer a tactic. It was ruthless. It was a coldness that blurred the lines between victory and destruction. The alliance began to form unexpectedly, not with a flashy handshake, but with the silent consensus that they were all stepping into danger. Nikki felt Jabot with her fear still present, perhaps even more palpable, because she knew now she wasn't just thinking about betrayal. She had laid it on the table for others to touch. Jack stood there, watching, and understood that from this moment on, everything would change. Victor wasn't the type to let disobedience go unchecked. He would sense it like a beast sniffing out blood. And when Victor sensed it, he would retaliate with everything he had. The most haunting thing wasn't the plan nor Newman Enterprises, but the feeling that in Genoa City, sometimes the right thing to do is the loneliest. Nikki has just chosen a path she knew would lead to suspicion, punishment, and even estrangement from her own family.